It's come to this, everyone. I'm officially done. I hate Assassin's Creed. I hate it so much. I never thought I would ever utter those words ever in the history of me making videos or playing games ever. The new Assassin's Creed, by the way, the newest one, Valhalla. I'm sorry. Um, and before anybody says anything, I've played the whole franchise from start to bottom, or start to finish, top to bottom, however the fuck you want to say it. Um, yeah, there will be a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. Yeah, I'm going to be cursing and doing that because I fucking hate this game, everyone. I really hate this fucking game. I just got done trying to do those fucking rock stacking puzzle, and I can't do it. And not even I actually can't do it. It's so tedious and so pointless. It doesn't need to be in the game at all. Why would you put that activity in the fucking game? So that we're gonna get back to actually no, we're gonna stick on that, and I'm gonna put in a few more gripes of because this is a rant. I've watched other people's rants, and it kind of put things into perspective for me. So, the puzzles, that rock puzzle is the stupidest, most tedious activity. I don't care if I'm bad at it. I really don't give a shit. I do not want to be doing fucking rock puzzles in a fucking supposed game about assassins. Even Vikings. And I don't care if that's what they did on their free time. That's what the kids might have done, but that's not what the fucking adults fucking did, probably. I don't give a shit. It's a stupid fucking side activity. And it was just put in the game just to have extra filler material. Like, does anyone really care about it? And don't pretend that you do, because you probably don't. You probably do not give a single solitary shit about these fucking rock puzzles. And you're going to call me stupid, and you're going to say that, oh, well, you just want a game that you can just breeze through. You don't want to have any challenge in a game. I can up the difficulty if I want fucking challenge, okay? So that's just the first gripe. They could have put other activities in there instead of those. We could have gotten more fighting, 1v1 fights in the game. That would have been much better than having the cairn puzzles. Like, why wouldn't you have more fighting in the game than there already is? At least, and it's like, oh, well, you can do the puzzles as a nice break. I don't want to break. I want to keep killing shit. Like, you guys already know, I abandoned my playthrough for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I abandoned the playthrough. You want to know why? Because when I wanted to play the game, and I could only really play it to record gameplay videos for you guys, so when I had the time, I would record a video, and then it got to after about part 10, I got bored. I didn't want to record it. When I did record it, I only recorded one part next to Watch Dogs, where at the most I think I recorded 4 or 5 in one day. And when I wasn't playing it, I wanted to play it. This game, I never wanted to play. The only reason I'm playing it now is because I'm just trying to rush through it and get the platinum and be done with this fucking game. Put it on my shelf and never touch it again. Because that's what I'm going to do. I was thinking to myself tonight before I did that fucking rock puzzle, which, yeah, it's kind of stupid that one thing turned me off the game, but it is what it is. It's so stupid it turned me off for at least a little while. Like, I know I'm probably going to be on it later today because I'm making this early in the morning because I haven't fucking slept. Because I wanted to get this shit done, breezed through this as fast as possible so I could play a better game in Mass Effect. Tetris is a better game than this fucking shit. So, other gripes being the storyline, you lose the plot. Again, stemming to why I canceled my playthrough, because I just got bored of this game. After about 20 hours, where I think the last part of the playthrough I recorded, I was almost at 24, maybe. I think I was more than a day in. and that's when I made a post on the Facebook page, and then I addressed it in my latest Resident Evil video that I just couldn't play this game anymore for a playthrough because I'm never going to record it. I never want to record it, and I just wasn't interested. And I went so long not playing that game, like I have to look up what the story is. I've never had to do that with a game ever because I've always been interested in the game itself. I've never lost interest in a game like I have with this. I'm gonna say it, Cyberpunk 2077 is a better game than this. And I've platinumed Cyberpunk 2077 when it was still glitchy. Because for some reason, I didn't get all the glitches. If you want a good game, do not buy this game. I'm telling you. And again, it's just me it's me partly being salty. And I don't give a shit. Because I'm going to say what I want to say. And this is how I feel. And it's just monotonous, tedious bullshit for you to just put hours into the game. To get the platinum, by the way, you have to do literally everything in this game. Oh, but it adds content, man. You have to play the game, man. Oh, you don't want to play a game? I don't want to play a game that's 160 fucking hours, no. No, I don't. I don't want to be forced to have to do something for that much. And oh, it's a platinum trophy, so you have to do everything. I have 51 fucking platinums. This and Odyssey are probably going to be my longest ever platinums. I think I platinumed Odyssey at like 150 hours. Odyssey was much better, by the way. I actually wanted to put in the time in that game. But by the time I finish this one, it's probably going to be over Odyssey. And a buddy of mine always keeps telling me that Odyssey was a bigger game. I said, I believe you, but I don't want to. Because Odyssey didn't feel this boring. Odyssey didn't feel this fucking tedious to complete. Odyssey felt like a much better game, and it is a better game. Assassin's Creed died after Odyssey. When it comes to the release, like the timeline. Like, I'm pretty sure they released Rogue Remastered after Odyssey. I could be wrong on that, but like, and it could be too because I'm playing Rogue also, and I'm just nostalgic. But no, it's not. I could reinstall Odyssey or Origins and have a much better time. And people said something in their videos that I never even realized. This shit is like a bootleg Witcher game. Witcher's better, by the way. Also, I only put in 2 hours of The Witcher. I had fun on The Witcher. I just got stuck on a boss, and then I just lost interest. I didn't get pissed off and rage quit. I just kind of just like, I'll go back to this later, and I ended up never going back to it. But Witcher is better at being an RPG than this is. Assassin's Creed needs to either go back slightly to what they were, or this shit isn't going to land. Like, after this, I don't see... This is the... Valhalla is the best selling in the franchise. Let that sink in. It's the best selling in the franchise. When it's not even the best game in the franchise. It's up there with number 1 being the worst. And that's only because 1 was very archaic and it was very clunky. But it's the first game. You can't be expecting Assassin's Creed 2 for every game. So, also a gripe of mine is the storyline. It's boring. I lose the plot. There's so many different ones at once, and when you go to take over a spot or pledge yourself to them so they can join you, it's the same thing. You go into a part, you find 3 people that are part of the Order, which is a big fucking group of like 80 people. Again. I'm sorry, again, I'm salty. That you have to figure out who's behind it. And when the old games, it might have been a max of maybe 4 or 5 people. But anyway. And you have to find the same 3 people. You get rid of them. You get a little bit of the story. Oh, why did you do this? Oh, blah, blah, blah. And they say that. And more boring sequences. And that's it. And then you're done that area. And then you go to another region. And guess what? You have to do it again. You have to find 3 people and do this. Oh, it's the storyline. Yeah, it is. But it's bad pacing. Because it's very predictable. And I don't even think that's the bad part of it. The bad part of it is if you see a character, you already kind of know who it's going to be, and there's no surprise. You know why? Because on the order silhouette of the person, you already know who it is. They don't just have a generic male and female silhouette, which would have been better for them to do, because at least there would have been some surprise on who the order member is if they are an ally at first. No. If you just have good eyesight, you'll be able to be like, oh, as soon as you see the person and then you look at the order, you're like, oh, well, that matches that character's like hair or something. That's who it is. That happened to me earlier. I knew who the people were before I was even done the arc. And I just started the arc. As soon as I seen them and I looked at the order thing, I'm like, okay, that's that, and that. I knew exactly who it was. So I had to just keep going along with it and be like, oh, okay, yep, just get to the reveal, bro. And that's what happened. And it was exactly who I thought it was. And that's not really my negative on it. It's just it's okay, it's just an okay whatever for me. But mostly it's the tedious bullshit that I fucking hate. I could be playing so many other games, and it's yeah, I could. But once I get going on something, I have to finish it. I have to see it through. And these fucking rock puzzles might stop me from getting this platinum. And it's not even a difficult thing, realistically. And I don't know what goes on, when you stack the rocks. I was telling my buddy this. For some odd reason, the rocks will just start having a seizure. And they'll just start shaking erratically. And then you'll lose your stack. Mind you, you stack up, some of the pieces are flat, and then some of them are quite lumpy, so you have to work around how you're going to put it on there. No, I had 3 flat pieces, and they were perfectly stacked. And I know they were perfectly stacked, because it was my 80th try. So I knew they were stacked right. And then all of a sudden, when I went to pick up the last one, because I thought I might have finished it, the rocks just started shaking. And then the pile just fell over. And then I went to do something else. I just got off the game. I left the party that me and my buddy were in. I just fucked off. And then I came on and I did this rant. And then everything else is just unlocking the other problems I have with this fucking piece of shit game. And Ubisoft should be ashamed of themselves. Wasn't it such a good franchise, ladies and gentlemen? Wasn't it so good? Couldn't they have gone to at least back to Black Flag, where the maps weren't so goddamn fucking big? Even Unity, I told my buddy that too. I said if they went back to at least Unity's size, at least where we can go into cities again. Even that, and again, it doesn't make sense because of the arc and you're in Viking times and all that, and the cities aren't as extravagant, but it's I don't care, bro. If I knew that this was what it was gonna be, I would have told them, don't make this game. Pick another era to make. Because Sucker Punch made a better fucking Assassin's Creed game than Assassin's Creed. They made a better Assassin's game than Ubisoft did with Ghost of Tsushima. If you want the Assassin's game after Odyssey, it's Ghost of Tsushima. It's not Assassin's Creed. If you want a top-notch Assassin game after Odyssey, or even get the latest Hitman, but don't buy this. I'm gonna put this in a do not buy, and how I mentioned earlier how I might have had 25 hours after I stopped the playthrough, I actually got reinvigorated a little bit. I actually got excited again to play the game. But after like 50, 60 hours, bored. Now I'm almost 120 hours in. I just want this game done at this point. I hate it. I hate almost every minute I'm playing this game. The only enjoyment I get on playing this game is customizing my gear and finding gear. Finding gear and materials to improve my gear is the only fun I have on this game. And that's the god honest truth. It's the only fun I have on this game. And being such an Assassin's Creed dick rider like I am, I've played every single iteration. I liked every single one they've made. Truly enjoyed every Assassin's Creed that was made. I'm not kidding. I loved Unity because of the character customization. Like, if you wanted to be more stealthy and had to rely more on stealth, then you picked the customization items that specialized in stealth, but you didn't have much health. So you couldn't just go in there and be a juggernaut. You had to actually be stealthy. Or if you just said, you know what, I'm just going to go fuck people up, I'm not even going to try to hide, you could pick a loadout with more health and more power and strength in melee. But no, now they're just like, oh no, you just have to be a juggernaut now. Like, I get it, it's Vikings, that's cool, but don't call it Assassin's Creed. They could have just did this and made it a whole new IP, and I think it would have been more palatable, because everyone's just going to keep saying, well, it's not Assassin's Creed. It's the same with Call of Duty. If they had have put a different title on Advanced Warfare when it first came out, no one would have known that's Call of Duty. No one. And it's going down the route that Call of Duty's going, if they keep doing this shit. Your game does not have to be over 100 hours to be fun. Some of the funnest games I've ever played might have been a max of 30, 40 hours of storyline and in-game stuff that you could do. Some of the funnest games. Borderlands 2, I've put in over 1,000, maybe over 2,000, easy. But you can play that game so many different ways, it's unreal. And you want to, because the game isn't so fucking monotonous. And you can farm, and you can have fun, and you can play it with other people. But this game, I don't know. Again, this could be rambling to you guys, and I just wanted to get it out because I didn't want to join a party with my friend again. I just wanted to come on here and voice my opinion because this game, I had such high hopes for it. And if you guys are having fun, I'm glad. I'm really glad that you guys can have fun on it because you're probably not going for the Platinum Trophy. And you don't have to do those bullshit fucking rock puzzles. I envy you. But because it's so easy, I want to do it. And because I've platinumed more than half of the franchise, so I want to do it. Just for myself. But it's like, this might be the first one where I don't. And if I do, then I'll have to go back to it at a certain time, which I might end up doing, just so I can finish the game, just so I can say I finished every Assassin's Creed. That's my only objective at this point. I don't want to beat it to see the story, because I don't care about it. It's so fucking boring. You have all these different story arcs, you forget the plot. There's so much to do in the game, I forget what... I don't even really remember what's going on half the time. And I have a great memory. When I'm not recording Resident Evil, I want to. When I'm not playing Resident Evil, I want to. So many times now, I've wanted to play the game by myself and then come on and record for you guys and act surprised at certain events and act like I've never seen them before because I want to play the game so fucking bad. But for some reason, I'm letting this bullshit game take up all my time. Again, it's just a couple things that I think are ridiculous. The size of the game needs to shrink. I don't care if the masses want it like that or not. This is my video, and I say they need to shrink the map again. My advice, make the maps like either Syndicate or Unity. Those games weren't too big, but they also weren't too small. And you can't make it like Odyssey. You know why? Because clearly, the way you're making the games now, you can't follow Odyssey. You couldn't follow it. You made a piece. You made Origins was the start of it. Everyone loved that game, including me. I loved Origins. Didn't feel like a chore, even when I was going for the platinum. Most platinums make me feel like that. It's just a chore, and I want to just get through it. Origins didn't make me feel like that. Odyssey didn't make me feel like that. Odyssey didn't have any fucking bullshit, tedious things like stacking fucking rocks in it that I can remember. Clearly I can't, because I love that game. I would reinstall it again in a heartbeat if I didn't have other games to play. But I do, so I'm not going to. But if I did, I would. This game, I don't see me playing it ever again. And I never really go back to Assassin's Creeds again after I've platinumed them or even beat them, because it's like, okay, I know the story, I know who's going to turn on who, I already know the plot, I want to play a new game with a new story, new characters, etc. If you've only played the RPG bullshit fucking Assassin's Creeds, I'm telling you right now, go back, buy the Ezio collection. It goes on sale often. Play those. Then do yourself a favor, buy Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. Don't listen to what people say. Assassin's Creed 3 is a great game. Then do yourself a favor and buy Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Arguably the best in the franchise. Then buy Rogue Remastered. I'm playing that. I'm having a lot of fun on that right now. Love Rogue. Love it. I'll even say buy Origins and Odyssey. Then play Valhalla. And you will see exactly what I mean. It's a boring game where you just don't care. And if you do, I'm happy for you. I'm not here to say you can't enjoy it. If you do, I'm glad you enjoy it. I really am. But I can't. I'm done. Fuck. I don't even know what more I can say. But I think I voiced out my opinions long enough. I feel better now that I ranted and got that out of the way. So, yeah, I guess this is the first rant since the channel rebrand, right? Where I said I'm going to have rants and all that. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I think the last one was my Last of Us rant. If you haven't seen that, that's going to be in the description below. Appreciate all the views on that. I hope I hit all the nails on the head with that review as well, but or that rant. And I hope this rant did something with helped you guys and help you make a decision if you haven't already. But if you asked me, should I get Valhalla? I'll ask you, have you played the other ones? If you tell me no, I'll say, okay, here's what you can do. Because I don't know if it's still on sale or not, but you can get the whole Legacy set, I think, up to Syndicate. So you can get the Ezio collection, 3, 4, and Unity and Syndicate for I think it's $150 it goes for, but I think it was on sale for half price. For $75, you can get all those games, and they're much better than this one game. Because they're not fucking giant, and they might be 30 hours tops, even counting going for platinum, at least for number 2. I don't know about the other ones. And some of them aren't as bad as people say as well. So if you asked me, play the other ones. Don't play this one. You can play Odyssey and Origins. Don't play this game, though. Because it's just not as... It's the worst. It's up there with number 1 being the worst. And number 1, to me, is only bad because of the archaic control scheme. And how it was just really dark all the time. You kind of felt you felt fucking suicidal playing that shit. But this is probably the worst one I've played just because of the boredom and how I stopped a playthrough and I just never wanted to play it. So my opinion, it's the worst. Ubisoft, dear Ubisoft, make more shooters. You're surprisingly great at it. I'm out of here.